is ashamed of his own son.
And wife?
Stop it, both of you.
Dan loves me from my heart, not my ears. I am Dan's wife, not his
I see
stepwife.
different.
His wife. What do you see? That Dan doesn't love me anymore?
Dan thinks we're handicapped, disabled.
No, the truth is, you think that about yourself.
Come on, let's go.
You're a proud man, and I love you. But you live too much with a capital D, deaf way or no way. You see yourself as a deaf man instead of just a man.
End of subject. Finished. You were born deaf. You have a responsibility to pass on our culture.
Born deaf. Born deaf. As if that made me more deaf.
It's time for all of this to stop. Tell her.
You...
You were born hearing. You were the most beautiful baby I had ever seen.
Is that true?
On the morning you were born, I walked into the hospital room. Your mother held you, wrapped in a pink blanket. Stood behind you and we knew.
And you were disappointed.
I was upset, said some things, scared your mother.
I was relieved when your hearing finally went away.
Before then, you were very hard of hearing. Without hearing aids, you heard very little. A loud noise, door slam, a siren.
A tea kettle.
What?
You never gave me hearing aids. Why? So you could say I was born deaf?
We did what we felt was best for our daughter.
You couldn't accept me as I was.
Is everyone mad at me?
No, nobody's mad at you. I'm very proud of you. Okay. This is the story of Pinocchio. All right. Once upon a time, there was a woodcutter. Now, he was very lonely. What this old man wanted more than anything in the world was a son. Instead, he only had a puppet. So, this lonely... This lonely man pretended that the puppet was a real boy. So, you were born hearing? I saw.
That was a private conversation.
I was worried about you. Don't walk away from me. I love you, all right? I am not the big, bad, hearing man.
Oh, deaf hearing. I'm sick of it. All of it.
Laura,
Oh.
Laura, look at me. Look at me.
No, leave me alone. Don't touch me. Everybody leave
Laura.
me alone.
Laura, stop. It's okay. It's okay.
The Hallmark Hall of Fame will return in a moment after these messages from Hallmark.
My father struggled with cancer for several years. The cancer card, it was very personal. It was just so obvious what I felt needed to be said, what I feel so many people want to say. Cancer is not who you are, it's what is happening to you. I'm still going to deal with you the same way, and I want you to still deal with me the same way, because I love you.
Playing racquetball with a buddy of mine, and I noticed that he had developed this ball of sweat right above his gut. And then from that, these two extensions, and they looked just like ears. We called it the sweat bunny. So I decided that it had to be a card. I thought maybe people could sweat in other unusual patterns.
I said, Grandma, you know, this is about you. This is about our times together. This card that I wrote was all based around the things that she did with these hands, the way that she expressed love. My grandmother's hands move with beauty and grace. I think that there's something just so expressive about hands. I especially just loved my grandmother's hands are so soft yet so strong. After she passed away, we went into her room to collect her things, and she was keeping that card on her bedside table. It was beat up, there were water stains, but she could just kind of have that tangible expression of what we had shared.
Little Linda Choo-Choo.
Hey, Warren.
Who died?
Nobody's dead, Warren.
Well, they sent you to check up on me. The report is I've been very bad.
I didn't have to come all this way to figure that out.
And the will's been written, so you can forget about that.
No, just seemed like a nice day to stop by my favorite old uncle's place. Well, I've got something that's taking up a lot of space in my purse, and it seemed like a good time to unload it.
How'd you remember that?
It's 2 days after my dad's.
Your dad loved his birthday.
Yeah, what about you, Warren?
Birthdays are for kids.
You're a big kid, so open it anyway.
You know, after all these years, I never knew you had a sense of humor.
I got it from my uncle.
Lunchtime, Warren.
So why haven't you said happy birthday to me?
It's your birthday?
All day.
Warren. Hey, everybody, it's Warren's birthday.
Now we return to Sweet Nothing in My Ear on the Hallmark Hall of Fame.
What's that?
A robot.
A robot? Mm-hmm. Good one.
Thanks.
Your father wants you to know that he loves you very much.
I know he does.
You have to understand that it isn't easy for him.
Mom, can I go out and play?
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Let me take a look. What do I do about Adam? About my husband?
When your father and I were first married,
Your marriage and mine, your era and mine were worlds apart.
perhaps.
I teach deaf kids. But I had never seen a child slowly go deaf over time until it happened to my son.
It happened to my daughter.
He would stand right here in this room and turn up the TV set louder and louder and still not hear it. And then look to me.
It can be heartbreaking.
Well, the deaf part of me said, "Don't worry, Adam, there's nothing wrong with you."
That's right.
But the mother part of me was saying, "My little boy is scared and confused, and I can't help him." Well, maybe now I can.
You have choices today I never had to face.
If you had a choice with me, what would you have done?
You are what you are meant to be. You're a teacher. What is the lesson you want to give your son?
Excuse me, Dr. Walter, I can't get a... I was just saying, I can't get a... Oh, I'm sorry. You're deaf?
Hard of hearing.
Oh, no one told me.
One partner in your marriage is deaf. That's why I've been assigned to your K. Please, have a seat. Do you want some coffee?
No, thank you. Being hard of hearing and deaf are two different things.
Yes. I think I heard that from somewhere. So, you think?
Yeah, I can't get a signal in this area for... My wife, has she called you yet?
No. No, she hasn't.
Well, she's late. I don't know where she is.
You're here.
Yes, I'm here. But I think the whole point was for you to assess Laura and me as a couple.
That's right.
Well, I hate to point out the obvious, but Laura's not here.
That's right.
And if she's not here, then she can't tell us how she feels about the implant.
I think she is telling us how she feels about the implant. I hate to point out the obvious. Is this typical of Laura? Not calling? Not showing up?
No.
And why is she doing it now?
I want to focus on Adam, not make this about her.
He's her son.
Yeah, well, he's my son, too. I mean, what am I? Am I the evil hearing father because, I want my kid to, hear again?
No, of course not.
Thank you.
But you know what? Debating on the pros and cons of getting an implant is not my job. It doesn't interest me.
Oh. Well, what does interest you?
You. You interest me. Talk with your wife and we'll arrange another time.
I don't think I have any more time. May I ask you a question?
Of course. That's why I'm here.
When Laura and I got married, we wanted to have a baby, real bad. I knew when Adam was conceived, it was beautiful. I knew we were making our baby.
That's a nice thing to remember.
No, it's not. Because when I was holding Laura in my arms, all I could think about was, please, make us a hearing baby. Does that make me bad?
It's late.
Adam's sleeping?
Yeah, he kept asking me, where's Daddy?
I met with the therapist today. We had that appointment, remember?
I was worried that something had happened.
Something did happen. Did you explain to Adam why Mommy not only didn't show up at her 3:45 appointment with the therapist and with Daddy, but didn't even call?
I tried calling. I tried texting. But it wouldn't send. It just said signal failure.
Well, I couldn't get a signal in that building, so...
So I tried to reach the receptionist. I typed a message, but stopped.
Mm-hmm.
The words I typed on my screen were there. Can you find my husband? Where have you gone? 1 + 1 makes 2. I teach math, don't forget.
1 + 1 makes 2?
Adam and I. If there's something wrong with Adam, then there's something wrong with me. And I don't know when that happened. When did that happen?
When did that happen? That I became disabled. To you. Disabled. Not able to, what, be your wife, your lover, carry on a conversation? What? What
You
happened?
can't have a conversation with anyone without me. Can you? Without me having to interpret everything for you. Back and forth, back and forth. God gave me a hearing son. And then he let me fall in love with him. And then he... God gave me a hearing son, and then he took him away from me. And now I see him sitting with you, just signing away, and I think to myself, no, it's not fair. He was mine.
He's ours.
I want my son back.
So much has happened since Adam's birthday. My wife and I are now here, legally separated. Your Honor, please, just give me my son.
Are you currently employed, Mr. Miller?
I work at Krupp, Harrison, and Dean. It's one of the biggest PR firms in the city.
And how does your salary compare to that of your wife?
I make more than 3 times her salary, and next year they're going to make me senior vice president.
Your Honor, submitted are financial statements of Mr. Miller's current holdings, as well as projection reports of future earnings. It includes the financial portfolio Mr. Miller has created to fund Adam's future care and education.
Does it also include the cost of getting a cochlear implant?
Objection.
Sustained, out of line. I'm warning you.
Mr. Miller, are you willing and able to undertake the financial responsibility of raising a child, as well as alimony payments to your wife, should your separation become final?
I'll provide Adam with whatever he needs and help Laura any way I can.
Mr. Miller, do you love your son?
More than anything in the world.
Does he seem any less to you now that he is deaf?
Absolutely not. He's my son. I want my son.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. No further questions?
Mr. Miller, if you retain custody of your son, will you give him a cochlear implant?
Objection. The question is hypothetical and ask the witness to theorize on future
Your
events.
Honor, the question is no more hypothetical than a report of projected earnings. Mr. Miller could lose his job tomorrow. The question is fundamental to the child's future under care of this witness.
I'll allow it, but remember, this is a custody hearing. It's not a legal debate about implants. The witness will answer.
Mr. Miller, I'll ask you again. If you receive custody of your son, will you give him a cochlear implant?
He'll never hear Mozart again, or the Beatles.
Yes or no?
Or Beethoven.
Beethoven was deaf, Mr.
Or the
Miller.
crack of a baseball bat in a major league ballpark.
Yes or no?
I want my son to hear those things. Yes, I would give him a cochlear implant.
So the truth is you don't accept your son for who he is, do you?
Of course I do.
Then why are you planning to have him surgically altered?
Objection. Inflammatory.
Sustained.
Why the rush, Mr. Miller? Why not allow Adam the freedom of experiencing life as a deaf person? Then as an adult, he can decide for himself.
The best time is now.
For him or for you?
A parent has to decide what's best for his child.
Yeah, but the child's mother is pleading with you not to do it. Is she not also the child's parent? She may be deaf, but she has a voice. Does she not, Mr. Miller?
I'm thinking of Adam's best interests.
But is it in Adam's best interest to surgically insert an electronic device into his skull when the benefits are controversial and the long-term effects are unknown?
I want my son to be able to hear a smoke detector, or a symphony, use a telephone, or hear someone yell, "Look out," or his grandmother say, "I love you." I mean, is that such a terrible thing?
Mr. Miller, nobody is
What
saying
am I
that that's a
supposed
terrible...
to do? Keep him from hearing on purpose when I don't have to? Why would I do that? What kind of father would I
Your
be?
Honor, could you
I would
please
cut off my
answer the
right arm in a
question?
heartbeat for my boy. That made his life easier. Isn't that how a parent is supposed to feel?
In a moment, the conclusion of Sweet Nothing in My Ear, this evening's Hallmark Hall of Fame.
We're not moving. I don't think that's gonna work. Hello?
Sorry, we'll have you out in a second.
Whoa.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, just a little surprised.
It's my mom's birthday.
Happy
birthday. Happy birthday.
Is it from a friend?
Yeah, Bonnie Dolan. She used to be my best friend.
What do you mean used to be?
Yeah, what happened? You really want to know, huh?
Sure. I'm not going anywhere.
She had a career, I had a baby. We rode for a while, but it was my turn, and
Broke the chain, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend like that. We worked together straight out of college, and we completely lost touch.
That's like an old neighbor.
Gloria DeLuca. I wonder where she is today.
Mom, I'm never gonna stop being best friends with Tracy.
I don't have any friends.
Oh, now you're kidding, right?
Yeah. Doug Porter, college roommate, played ball together. He was right in town. Never see him.
Well, read it.
Come on, Mom.
Come on.
Read the card.
Read it. There's no secrets here.
Okay. There is common ground that kindred spirits walk. Shared thoughts that forever bind their souls. You and I are friends for all time. It's been way too long. Happy birthday. Love, Bonnie.
That's beautiful. Read it again.
You folks okay?
Could you give us a minute, please?
Yeah, sure.
Read that part again.
There is common ground that kindred spirits walk. Shared thoughts that forever bind their souls.
Hi. You must be Edward. Come in. Come in.
Ed.
Ed. I'm Susan. Have a seat.
Well, I had a dream. I stood beneath an
This is one of
orange
my favorites. Can you read the title for me?
Yes, I had a dream. I
The?
stood beneath an orange sky.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's my daughter's. Today on Capitol Hill, the
Right. Democratic. Ed?
It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known.
I said, sister, here is what I know.
You're on your own now.
Here is what I know now. In your love, my salvation lies in your love. My salvation lies in your love. My salvation lies in your love. In your love. In your love.
Papa means love. I know this is true. I know it because my papa is you. Happy Father's Day, Papa. Love, Jenny.
Yes, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky.
Now the conclusion of Sweet Nothing in My Ear, tonight's Hallmark Hall of Fame.
Is Dan a bad father?
No,
And do you consider yourself a good mother?
of course.
And yet Dan is trying to afford every opportunity for your son, and you are not.
Objection.
I'll rephrase. How do you reconcile the fact that your son, without an implant, has a much more limited future?
That's a matter of opinion. I don't think he does.
Opinion, Mrs. Miller. We've established that statistically.
I'm a teacher. I teach my students that deafness is not a disability.
All right.
That it's something to
All
be
right, all right.
celebrated.
Thank you, Mrs.
Wait,
Miller.
I've not stopped talking.
You answered the question, Mrs.
Your
Miller.
Honor, objection. The witness should be allowed to answer the question fully.
I will allow it. The witness will continue.
I teach them to accept their deafness, cherish it, revel in it. As his mother, I tell Adam to accept his deafness, that he is not disabled.
Your Honor, we've already
He is
established that
able to-
Adam is disabled.
You've made your point, Mr. Grisham.
He is able to do everything except hear. That his inability to hear has no effect on his ability to think, to achieve, to love.
Adam's ability to love is not in question here, Your Honor.
Let me hear her out, Mr. Grisham.
My job is to teach Adam to be himself, to thrive and grow up to become a decent and kind man no matter what, to celebrate his difference, his uniqueness. Adam has already experienced one trauma, becoming deaf. I feel he shouldn't be put through another one. I believe what's best for Adam is to let him be. Let him be Adam. And that's why I must have custody of my son.
Let me remind both parties, once again, this is a custody hearing. The purpose of these proceedings is not for the court to decide whether the minor should receive an implant. That's a personal issue. I will deliberate over the weekend. This court will reconvene on Monday at 3 o'clock, at which time I will rule on the matter of the custody of the minor.
Leonard, what does this mean?
Exactly what she said. We have to wait till Monday.
Longest weekend of my life.
Still have the rest of the day. Go to work, Dan.
Do you think I have a chance?
You have a good chance. Have a nice weekend. See you Monday.
Yeah.
See you Monday, Miss Tate.
Yeah, see you then.
And I was thinking, I've been very happy at Hunter Connor and Associates, so how do I know we won't regret a move? Dan?
What? Oh, no, I heard you.
Did you? Really?
No, I did. To me, public relations is about perception. My job is to recognize what it is about you that makes you, unique, special.
Look, I got a mustache.
Yes, I can see that.
See? I can shave just like Daddy. When is Daddy coming home?
Drink up. Time for bed.
I don't like Daddy not being here with us.
Neither do I.
I didn't know. My hands are shaking. My father used to tell me that life was shaped by choices. Everybody must decide what's best for them. Make their choice. And from the beginning, I said I only wanted what was best for Adam. That's not true. I really wanted what was best for me. And what's best for me is you. I miss my best friend.
I've been so afraid of losing my connection with my boy. And through all of this, all I wanted was to run to my best friend and talk, to share how scared I am, how hurt I felt, how confused I've been, how much I've been struggling. And the hardest part was not being able to. I want my best friend back. Adam wants, he needs both of us.
I don't think we need a judge to decide, to choose what's best for us.
And whatever choices we make, we make together.
As a family.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's Hallmark Hall of Fame. Every year, many adults face the same difficult choice Dan and Laura did. In the current issue of Hallmark magazine, you can read the moving true story of one woman's decision. Stephanie Olson, deaf since childhood, was in her 30s when she first considered a cochlear implant, a decision that would affect her whole family. In Hallmark magazine on newsstands now, or subscribe online at hallmark.com. Tonight's movie, Sweet Nothing in My Ear, will be available on DVD May 15th in Hallmark Gold Crown stores. And now, for the first time anywhere, Love is Never Silent, the Emmy-winning film about deaf parents and their hearing daughter, will be available on DVD in June exclusively at Hallmark Gold Crown stores. To find out more about Hallmark Hall of Fame movies, visit us at hallmark.com. Hallmark, when you care enough to send the very best.